Tails it is.
So Australia won the toss. What are you going to do, David?
We're going to have a ball first.
Right out they come then. Shikhar Dhawan and Rohit Sharma.
Tails it is.
So Australia won the toss. What are you going to do, David?
We're going to have a ball first.
Right out they come then. Shikhar Dhawan and Rohit Sharma. To a roar and a cheer from this ground here at the Barsapada Stadium in Gauhati.
Other places you get, and he gets this ground, there's no doubt about it.
That's right, and without a doubt, we want to see what the conditions are out like that. We've seen so much of it in the IPL, the first T20I that will be played here today. Let's get you the pitch report.
G'day and welcome to Hyderabad. We're here for the third and final T20 match between
A little bit of a sheen.
Yeah.
And when there's a little bit of a sheen, the ball does tend to skid a little bit, which might actually be in favour of the Australian bowlers, particularly Behrendorff, who bowled so well. But there are also some cracks there, and those cracks might allow the spinners to maybe get a bit of grip and get a bit of turn. But I still believe that because of that sheen, the ball comes onto the bat quite nicely. Over here in Hyderabad, generally, the ball comes onto the pitch quite nicely. So you can play your shots, play through the line as well. So it could be pretty So it could be pretty much even Stevens as far as I'm concerned. It is still a field first kind of wicket because you want to chase in case it comes down, then the DL method comes in.
Well, the stats prove here that during the IPL this year that the teams that have played 8 matches here, teams batting first have won 6 of the 8 matches, but that might change tonight, obviously, because of the soggy outfield. But do you think it's going to be a new ball wicket once again? We've said it throughout the whole series that you've got to strike with that new ball, as Australia did the other night.
Definitely. I think this is still going to be a new ball wicket because there will be something in it for the new ball bowlers. Clearly, they've got to get the ball in the right areas, as we all talk about, which is what Behrendorff did the other day. And he got 2 wickets in that 1 over, which set India back.
Well, there we have it. So the final game tonight, the decider, it's 1-1 going into the last match. And hopefully this rain stays away and play not far away.
been delayed because the outfield is still really wet. There's been severe rains in Hyderabad. We all knew that coming into this as well, and they're trying to prepare it as soon as possible out there. In fact, the players are all there having a good time doing what they normally do in terms of those preparation. But both these gentlemen have been out there as well. Lakshman, you had a pretty good look at the conditions in the outfield here. Where your feet are okay, so that means that you wipe your shoes before coming in.
I did wipe my shoes. It's quite wet. There's no doubt about that. And the outfield on all four sides are quite wet, and it's going to be a little risky maybe for the boundary riders. But then, it's a packed house, and I'm sure that the umpires will take into consideration how risky it might be. But I'm hoping that the game will start, because one thing which I was really impressed was the wicket is still fine, because there was so much of rain in Hyderabad over the last 20-21 days, but then the wicket still looks dry, and it looks a good T20 wicket.
So Richie Richardson there with the team, and you got, is it Virat or Dinesh there on the right? But they got a major problem here. It's a black soil, and it's not like what we've seen, the beautiful ground at Guwahati and Ranchi and that, whereas this ground is quite flat. The other grounds have got a bit of a camber, so the water just falls off. Folks, around the ground is unbelievably wet, and I can't say it's dangerous, what we call in hot spots to field. And for me, if I was the umpires, I said, right, with the agreement of the captains, of course.
Who can watch out for those
है नेरोलैक एक्सेल माइका मार्बल, जो पेंट को बनाए टफ और उसकी शान बनाए रखे सालों साल।
नेरोलैक। लंदन से कब लौटोगे पापा?
10 days.
10 days?
Actually it is 14 days.
14?
हम सब
क्या?
चले।
ये खुशियाँ बस यही तो है। एवररेडी एलईडी से ज्यादा ब्राइट। एवररेडी एलईडीज, द ब्राइटेस्ट।
लास्ट बॉल है, चाहिए छक्का या इज्जत का फलूदा। हीरो बनने का मिला है मौका।
जवानी की गारंटी, वीडॉल टेक ऑफ 40 इंजन का तेल मालिश।
रिम्पी, कैसी है तू?
लड्डू, कैसी चल रही तेरी मिठाई की दुकान?
दुकान नहीं, ऐप। पूरा धंधा ऑनलाइन।
कहाँ ठहरा है तू?
यही अंकल जी का होटल है, 15% डिस्काउंट मिला है, तुझे भी दिलवा दूँ, जान पहचान है हमारी।
ऑनलाइन पे कमा रहा है पर ऑफलाइन पे कमा रहा है।
मीन्स
जान पहचान करेगा ना तो सिर्फ डिस्काउंट मिलेगा। MMT करेगा तो फर्स्ट नाइट फ्री मिलेगा।
creative and brilliantly analytical. When you watch a cricket match, do you enjoy the little plot lines and the little unfolding? Is there any particular match you can think of where you were like, whoa, he's like this character and he's that character and here's a rivalry?
You're right. I think each, I don't know what characters, but there are characters also sometimes. You know, when Sachin was playing Shane Warne, it was like the clash of the titans. But I remember when I was watching the World Cup final and Sachin got out. When Sachin got out, there was pin drop silence. And it was like, it's all over. We've lost the game. You know, that's a feeling that I had, that all of us had.
I didn't.
Oh, you did?
I thought you know, yeah, plenty of good players still there.
But it was very depressing. So, and that's when Virat came out to bat actually. When Sachin was leaving the pitch, Virat was walking in. And I remember thinking at that time, and I even asked Virat later on, that what was going on in your heart and mind when you were watching out in deafening silence? And Sachin is out and you're walking in. What does it feel like?
But you hear that now. Now when a wicket falls and you know that Virat Kohli is next out to bat, we've seen the reaction of the crowds, haven't we? So that in itself it's almost like the sequel that's playing out, isn't it?
But it must be, and he did tell me that it was a very nerve-wracking experience for him because it was the finals. It was Sachin who was out. He was going in. There was a lot of pressure. I think they were 20-something for 2. Sehwag and Sachin were both out, so there was a lot of pressure. And then I think it was Gambhir who really put up a good partnership of 95 odd runs, if I remember correctly.
Have you been to Lords? Have you done an MCG? Have you want to see cricket elsewhere? Because Mick Jagger, the great Mick Jagger, he goes to everywhere, absolutely everywhere.
Well, I have been to grounds outside of India as well. I remember I went to, I think it was Manchester, if I'm not mistaken, to see in India-Pakistan game I saw over there. It was one of the World Cups. It was, I think, 1999. That's correct. I was there for the match between India and Pakistan. So I have been to other places and watched cricket as well. One of my biggest, regrets is too harsh a word, but one of the things I miss is watching cricket regularly. Because when I'm in a film and I'm in the space of that film, then everything else kind of blurs for me. And sometimes I miss a whole series. You know, I haven't watched sometimes games for a long time.
So you're in character for 6 weeks at the stage?
More than that. It takes about 6 months usually to shoot a film.
In fact, let's just update you. It's so enjoyable to have you here, to have you sitting with us, because we can have this sort of conversation. You just wonder what the conversations are going on in the dressing room and what the players out there. Now, because, Lakshman, this is such a difficult situation to be in. You're waiting for your update. Next is at 7:45. Oh, no.
He's batting left-handed.
Does he know that we're watching him? But look, what else you do? You've got this adrenaline flowing. You've been in these situations. There have been rain delays. And this is Virat Kohli we're talking about. He's a man on a mission here.
I think it's just about having lots of fun, and it's all about team bonding as well. The camaraderie in this team is excellent, and this is a time when you have characters, playing their roles in the team. When we used to, you had Yuvi, you had Baji, you had Zahir, Ashish Nehra, and they used to just keep on entertaining us, and the music would go on in the background. Usually it's the choice of Sachin as far as the music was concerned, and it's great fun. But if the match starts and then there is an interruption, then it's always going to be a problem, especially if you're batting. Then for the batsmen who are out there in the middle, they always want to get their concentration going. They don't want to lose their focus. But now that the match has not started, they're having a lot of fun. You can see Virat batting left hand. I know that Sachin is his role model. Sachin used to love this kind of things. He used to play with a tennis ball, or a rubber ball inside the dressing room, or even he used to love enjoying hitting those big shots, playing left-handed, and that's what Virat is trying to do.
In fact, he's mentioned all these characters, but Lakshman himself is a chupa. He's a man on a mission. Had the chances. He is so funny. He has his opportune moments. He acts all, very dignified and eloquent, which he is.
Well, I have yet to see that then. I have yet to see that, because all I know of him is he's such a solid batsman, always middles the ball. And,
he was boring to watch, to be honest.
No, I loved it.
Really I loved it. Just 4. Like, that just gets boring after a while, doesn't it?
Yeah, but all I can say.
That's because he scored all his runs against Australia. Do you know that you were just like, okay, not again.
Rub it in. Are you the best player, the best batsman amongst all the Bollywood superstars, you think?
No, I think there are a bunch of guys who play cricket pretty well. But yeah, once in a while when we have a cricket game, sometimes you have an exhibition match to raise funds for something, for a cause, then I go and play, and I love it. I really like it.
Fantastic.
Well, I got to tell you, this is such a crucial situation for our teams to be in, and as well, just getting into this, which is a T20 decider. This is the sort of things that fans dream of, absolutely. Warner loves this ground. He plays for Sun.